I was so uncomfortable with myself and my skin. I just wanted to hide. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whatever time it is that you're watching this. This episode of Do It Scared, I had the most resistance to. And as soon as the idea came into my head, I thought, no way, no way. I really don't like having acne. It drives me nuts. It makes me very self-conscious, and it makes me want to just be in complete hermit mode. So coming on a camera for my YouTube channel exposed is really uncomfortable for me. It's something that I really don't want to do, but I know in some way or form it's gonna help somebody. This is like the worst one I've gotten in a while. It's a very normal part of being human, and I don't wear a ton of makeup. I actually have this very old physician's formula mineral wear powder that I have been using for, I think I've had this for 3.5 years. There's still quite a bit left in it, and I just take like a little brush and I'll just dab like the pimples that I have, and I don't cover my whole face ever. I just, if I get something like this, I'll just put a little bit of makeup on it so it's not so Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. I know that that's a long way from where I came. I've had acne since I was 9, and I am almost 32, so it's a really long chunk of my life. You'd think I'd be used to it by now, but it's really frustrating and heartbreaking sometimes when you get a breakout on your face, and maybe it's a time like the holidays when you're going to be seeing a lot of people, or you know, it's always at the most inconvenient time, I think. And I really feel like this is coming out for me right now because I am stepping on camera, because I am using my voice. It's all around my mouth. So doing something out of my norm that is making me more vulnerable as we're speaking about vulnerability in most of these messages. I just want you to know acne is so normal, and although maybe there are certain instances that we kind of created ourselves, for me, I've been eating a lot of cheese, so I know that dairy just kind of inflames things. So there are certain instances where maybe we should have been a little bit more gentle with our bodies through our diet. Something that you can rest easy about if it's hormonal, if it's cystic. There's so many people out there that have it. I get a few here and there certain times in the month, and that's okay. I would like to have none, but I've come a really long way from where I was. One of these used to last me a month, 2 months maybe, no, probably a month. And now, like I said, I've had it for 3.5, 4 years. I've come a long way in accepting who I am and my skin, and if you are on a journey of trying to accept you in the skin that you're in, I highly recommend spending days at least at home when you're by yourself without makeup, letting your skin breathe. It's something that I never used to do. I was so uncomfortable with myself and my skin. I just wanted to hide. I would be, you know, on a camping trip, the first one up, my little mirror, trying to put makeup on my face before anybody woke up because I was so embarrassed and uncomfortable, and I didn't want anyone to see me. That's not the version of myself that I wanted to have people know. And now that I am trying to show people who I am, this is a part of it. This is something that I deal with sometimes, and that's okay. It doesn't make me any less of who I am. It's just an unfortunate bump on my face. And I know that there are probably going to be people out there that are like, ooh, I don't like that, but do you think I like it? No. So we're on the same page there, and I am very grateful that I have come to love most of who I am and my body, and now this is temporary. This is something that goes away. It's not like I look at myself every day like I did before and like hate the size of my chest and really want to change. No, this is just something that happens, and I know that it is mostly controllable, and it is also mindset. I can choose to love and accept myself, and I know that a lot of creators on the internet space also alter their images when they do have something like this, and I've been guilty of it as well. I try not to do that because I want to be who I am, but sometimes it's really difficult, working more and more on just being that authentic self. And I remember when I was about 21 and I was really into like the fitness industry, there was a particular fitness influencer that I really liked, and she's absolutely beautiful. There's nothing wrong with her, but she came out probably 2 years after I started following her about how she had horrible cystic acne, and she was posting pictures of how she got some treatments done and stuff to help her with that. And I had no idea. You know, you follow someone for 2 years, it's not like I know her personally, but all the pictures that she showed, not a single one had any acne, let alone cystic. And that just felt weird for me, because here I am, 21 years old, suffering from acne, and someone that I really look up to had worse acne than I did, and I had no idea. And it would have been such a nice way to connect with someone who was really famous, honestly really famous, like millions of followers, and showing up in that public space being like, I still have millions of followers, I'm still beautiful, I still get on the cover of magazines, I'm still fitness model, and I have acne. And I think we really need to start setting a different standard for our society and for our girls. Yes, I know boys get acne too, but I'm a girl, so I relate more to girls, especially women, because our acne is a lot to do with our hormones. They fluctuate so much, so we get a little bit more than men sometimes. I really want to speak to the younger version of me and let her know, like, you're perfect and beautiful, and if someone doesn't like the acne on your face, they can fuck off. It doesn't matter. And I would also want that younger version of me to know the quality of the makeup that you're using matters. The amount of makeup that you're using matters, and it's okay to let your skin breathe. The jungle is jungling. Letting her know that, like, it's okay to also not cover up yourself and feel like you have to wear a mask everywhere you go. I know for a fact people still knew I had acne, because just because you're covering a bump with a flesh colored tone doesn't mean it covers the size of the bump. Now, like, I have little like enlarged pores from having acne for such a long time, and I know that there's so many things out there that you can do to reduce that, and I'm not worried about it. It's just part of who I am right now, and that's okay. But I really wish that my younger self would have been more confident and comfortable in her own skin. And so if you are, it doesn't matter how old you are, but if you are younger and you're watching this and you feel so uncomfortable with who you are, don't. Don't worry about the way that you look. It's so much more about the inside that matters. And for me, when I was so focused on the external version of myself, I attracted all of the wrong people. I had friendships that were not pure. I had really bad relationships that were reflecting to me that all I cared about was the outside of me, and the more importance that I put on the outside of me, the less healthy any of my connections were. I'm really glad that I've gotten to a space where I can recognize and realize and make different choices than that, because that was such a hard part of my life. My heart really goes out for anyone who struggles with confidence, because it is not easy. Like I've said in other videos, this world makes it real hard to be who you are, and who you are is so unique. Like, we are all little snowflakes here, and no single person, no single snowflake is alike. We are all unique in our own way, individually, and that is so beautiful, and you should really own who you are. There's no reason for you to be ashamed of how you look or how you show up in this world. And one day, I will not even use this. I know that one day I'm gonna get there. I've been getting there slowly, my little steps with my little feet over the years, and I have come seriously such a long way. I look back at pictures of myself from 2014, 2015, and I do not even recognize her. Pretty is something that is so ingrained into young women. Being pretty is the best thing you can be. You know, it's gonna get you a husband, it's gonna get you attention, it's gonna maybe get you a job and make you more successful. That is very damaging. And I know even in my family, like my grandma was 77 years old, and she would always ask me, do I look ugly? And that makes me really sad. At 77 years old, you think that would be the last thing on your mind. Can I get up and go to the bathroom by myself? It's crazy to me that that's something that runs through generations, and something that concerns so many women is, am I beautiful? And the answer to that is a huge and outstanding yes. No matter what you look like, if your heart and the inside of you is pure and you, of course you are beautiful. So I'm gonna end the video here. We're doing it scared and not wearing makeup. We're being ourselves. Okay, so this is 5 days after I recorded the last video, and I just wanted to post this as a reminder that we are always healing, externally and internally. And that was a really uncomfortable and vulnerable post for me to make, but the more that I start to accept it, the less frequent I'm gonna have to deal with it, because not only is it a physical manifestation, but there's something internally going on as well. It goes beyond what I'm eating and what I consumed. It's what I'm thinking about, it's what I'm judging myself about, and those are equally, if not infinitely more important than what you are consuming via food. So keep in mind that your mindset and how you feel about yourself goes a very long way in what is being expressed externally. And I know that the physical manifestation of acne is spiritually representative of anger, and it's little angry outbursts. Keeping that in mind, are you angry at yourself? Are you angry at someone else? Did something happen? Just something small, it's just a little bloop, like, oh, I'm mad. And so keeping that in mind, and keeping your food in mind, keeping your thoughts in mind, what are you focusing on? And for me, when I get acne and I get real stressed about it, I manifest more of it, because it's that anger. I'm feeling frustrated, I'm feeling angry, like, why is this happening to me? So the more I can just be like, it happens, or whatever, it doesn't matter, or I'm still beautiful, the easier it is for it to heal and for me to overcome. Also, another really good thing that I love to use all the time is frequencies. So I believe it's 741 hertz is for skin healing and cell regeneration, and I will just play that on the background, whatever I'm doing, have it on the TV on YouTube, and I just play it all day. There are tools that you can start to take into your own hands to overcome the challenges that you're experiencing, and this video is in particular about acne. There's subliminals that you can listen to, there's affirmations that you can listen to and speak and go along with, there's meditations, all kinds of things that you can do in order to reprogram that subconscious mind and move yourself forward so that you can experience less frequent breakouts and feel more confident in who you are. I hope you found this video really helpful. If you do, and this is something that you experience, I would love to hear from you in the comments, because I know it can feel so isolating and you just, like I said, want to hide and you don't want to be around anybody, you don't want anybody to know you, but this is what this community is about. We are exposing ourselves real and vulnerable in order to find our people. And you are not alone. So whatever it is that you are struggling with, there are many others that struggle with the same thing, and we can always overcome that, and there are many tools out there to help you do so. So stay tuned for the next episode. I'm really excited to see you guys, and thank you for being here and watching and overcoming your fears and your challenges alongside me.